Now, to me, feels like we really haven't been hearing anything about Marvel's Phase 5. We've had the banger Guardians of the Galaxy trailer, a decent Secret Invasion trailer, and a Quantumania trailer, but there's nothing really that's been getting me excited besides Guardians 3. We have a film and a show coming out next month, and until just recently, they both only had one trailer. But just the other day, we got a trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and I'm finally have hope for that film. So, hello everyone, Fictional Fanatics here to talk about why I'm finally excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Now, the first trailer was kind of lacking for me. It showed off a tiny bit of the plot, but didn't give me anything to care about character-wise. If you want to build a big franchise, it needs to be based on its characters, not stories, so to see nothing on the character front really had me wanting just to see more. So now that we have the newest trailer, I am happy to say it delivered on the character front. Now, this trailer doesn't really work as a scene-by-scene analysis, so I'll just tell you what I found from the bits and pieces I've picked up throughout this trailer and the previous one. We had already known that Ant-Man would be a celebrity, he would be writing a book, we saw him going to a red carpet event, all that stuff. We knew that Janet, Hank, Hope, and Scott, and Cassie will be going to the Quantum Realm and will face Kang, and thanks to the news trailer, I think I can fill up a lot of the gaps and see what the true story will be. The first thing, which is really going to be integral, is that there has to be some lost time between Scott and Cassie. King says he can give Ant-Man more time, and he has to be referring to Scott and Cassie. He has to be. Think about it. For the first 5 years of Cassie's life, Scott was in prison. Then he escaped. But then he went back to jail, and then went under house arrest for helping Captain America. Then was snapped away for 5 years right after he got out of house arrest, and now he's becoming a celebrity. But it's not like Scott doesn't care about Cassie. We know it's been a key motivator for much of his story. I feel like what is going to happen in Quantumania is that now Cassie is a teenager and Scott is famous. That just sounds like a recipe for disaster. I think Scott's gonna try to be cool and just try to act cool, but Cassie's always gonna get embarrassed in front of her friends and all that. We also saw from the trailer that Cassie went to jail. I doubt it's for much more than a day, but still, I feel like that could be important. It could show the rift forming between them, her doing bad stuff, or maybe even trying to impress her father. I think that the story will start to parallel Hope and Hank. What what I mean is that the rift will form between the two characters, but even more, I feel like where the child joins a tech company, where the CEO or whatever, he's the father. We see MODOK in the trailer, and we saw that it was Darren Cross who is MODOK, and he was the villain from the first Ant-Man movie. Now, I hope I don't need to explain why he hates Ant-Man, but we know he was stuck in the quantum realm, and he seems to be some sort of lackey for King. But what I find interesting is that in the comics, MODOK is the leader of AIM, and now we do know that AIM exists in the MCU because we saw it in Iron Man 3. And if MODOK could have taken it over in some way, because it's been a long time since we've seen it, and got them to build a device, which we see in the trailer, that sent the main characters into the Quantum Realm. That seems possible to me. In the first trailer, Cassie says we when talking about designing the device, so most likely referring that she's part of some organization. And what a coincidence it would be that the daughter of Ant-Man would be working on a project that would send stuff into the quantum realm where MODOK is trapped. That's I hope I don't need to say that that's suspicious. Another thing we need to figure out is what King's goals are. We know that he needs something from Ant-Man, which is worth destroying reality to King. We also know that King is better when he has his alternate selves. We know that in the first multiversal war, the Kings were the ones that opened the gaps between multiverses, and right now in the MCU, only America Chavez can do that. So my best guess as to what happens is King wants to build a device which can open the multiverse. I also feel like it has to happen in this film because in the newest trailer on screen it says witness the Dune Dynasty, and well, the next Avengers film is called the King Dynasty. You'll witness it being built here, and then it'll be the threat of the King Dynasty. Makes sense to me. Although we see many Ant-Men in the trailer, and they just don't appear to be variants to me as far as his costume refers to. I don't think that's a hint, though some people may say it is. I think the main hint is that Kane is trying to open multiverse and saying that he can give Ant-Man more time. So to me, I automatically just assume he means some sort of Wanda Maximoff multiverse of madness scenario, where he's just trying to find a universe where Ant-Man could have spent more time with Cassie, pop him in there. Simple as that. Another thing we find out is that Janet knew about King. Again, I think this is pretty simple. She was in the quantum realm, right? She must have had some knowledge about King. I think I even read a wiki and said she even knew one of the characters we saw in the trailer directly. Don't know if that's true or anything, but sure. So yeah, whether she worked for him or was imprisoned, and she just had to know about him and therefore his empire. But also that does cause the problem as why didn't she warn everybody? You know, there's this military forming of this super evil guy, which is trying to build a device which can destroy worlds or realities, which she said, and is trying to create an even bigger army of kings. As of now, I can't answer why she didn't tell anyone, besides that, of course, she was scared of him or some cop-out answer like that, but honestly, I really can't say. Also, one more thing, while researching this video, I saw that Samuel L. Jackson was going to appear in this film. This is incredibly strange, as he has his own show going around that same time, so it could be some sort of promo crossover thing, or even just a cameo where Scott is all famous, just see him for like 5 seconds, but they say that, so everyone gets excited, woo woo. That is one of the things that was really confusing me though, so if you have any better theories, please let me know, leave them in comments down below. But the final thing I want to discuss are some of my theories for the film. It had been rumored that some of the Avengers are going to die, and well, the only ones that really make sense are Thor and Hawkeye. Although, yes, they did kind of set up another sequel for Thor at the end of Thor Love and Thunder. He seems like the most likely Avenger to die. He has 4 films, and he's the last living Avenger of the big 3. And Hawkeye, well, kind of got his story wrapped up in Hawkeye. He's the guy who passed on his knowledge and would be more valuable dead as a martyr than the guy who's shooting arrows at King. The rest of the Avengers will either survive or not appear. It would be really weird that Captain Marvel would die when she has a movie coming up, and it's like that for most of the other Avengers. Also, when it says other Avengers, could be multiversal Avengers. That'd be cool. Do a multiverse of madness cameo thing. And my other theory is that at the end of the film, Kang will have opened the multiverse in some form. Maybe he doesn't outright win. Maybe he goes to another universe and leaves the main one. Or maybe he even dies. But he has to win in some form. But if all the kings invade now, that'll just have the whole rest of Phase 5 and 6 messed up. And it will really intrude on their stories because, you know, there's a whole invasion going on and they're trying to do Spider-Man 4. Honestly, I would love to see that there's some sort of final battle with a bunch of Avengers. Kang opens the main universe to another one, where even if the MCU one was closed, it could be opened by the other side, and then the Avengers kill King. I feel like it'd be really cool if he dies at the end of this one, but it would set him up as a threat because it took all the Avengers to stop him, and then it would give us the most perfect post-credit scene of King's portal opening with a bunch of Kings stepping out. Then you had a hype build for King Dynasty, people would be shown, they'd be losing their minds, and it would mess up the whole rest of Phase 5 and 6 because, well, they're in the quantum verse. But anyways, that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching, and what did you think about my theory there at the end? Let me know in the comments down below and tell me yours, especially about the one I was asking about earlier. If you want to see who I think might be a Skrull in Secret Invasion, click on this video. Anyways, make sure to subscribe, and if you enjoyed this theory, because I have plenty of similar videos, so yeah, make sure to subscribe, do it. And basically, yeah, until the next one, thanks for watching.